们欢迎主持人蔡主任委员毕煌。
Now let us welcome our moderator, Mr. Tsai.
I feel very honored here to introduce Dr. Barbara Haering. It is not an easy job because there are too many things to be mentioned. But in short, she is the current president of Swiss Graduate School of Public Administration. She also executive director of E-Concept Incorporated and a consultancy. She also a member of European Cooperation and Security Organizations member, right? Also, she is a member of Science Foundation of the Switzerland. She served in National Parliament for consecutively 17 years. The senior position I only hold for 6 years. So she has very outstanding achievement both in academic and practical performance. So we are very honored to have her here to make our first keynote speech. So I will not waste too much time because you are waiting for her speech. Then I would like to say thank you for coming and to giving us a speech. Thank you, Barbara.
Well, President of the examination, President Kua, Vice President Wu, Ministers, President of the NTU, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me here at the first place. It was a great honor for me to be invited to Taiwan, to be invited to this international conference, to share some of my experience and to learn from your experience. And I think with this, the first objective of your international conference is already achieved. The world is vastly interconnected, and we have to share our knowledge, we have to share our experience. The two pictures show the interconnection of the world in terms of flights, in terms of mobility, but also in terms of electronic mobility and interconnection. And it is surprising or not surprising to see how these two pictures overlap. The world is vastly interconnected, and that also means, ladies and gentlemen, the world is increasingly complex. Two pictures to illustrate. We're getting to know more about our neurons and about how life is working. And we realize that in our technical, knowledge-based society, we are reconstructing the same complexity as illustrated by the railway system of London. So the world is interconnected, the world is complex, and we share boundary-spanning challenges. These challenges have their impact all over the world. This slide shows you 15 of the crucial global challenges identified by a Foresight project based in Washington, D.C., but working with nodes all over the world. 15 global challenges ranking from clean water over science and technology, status of women, transnational organized crime, health issues, and so on. We all share the same challenges. And let me try to summarize the good news and the bad news on one slide. The world is getting better educated, we are better connected, and the world is getting more peaceful, even though our attraction is, of course, on the conflicts that we are still working on.
让我们欢迎主持人张考试委员钟元为我们介绍演讲人。
Now let us welcome our moderator, Mr. John.
Okay, thank you. Deputy President Wu and distinguished guests from the domestic and the foreign abroad, welcome to this session. This afternoon, we are so pleased to invite Dr. Michiel de Vries from the Netherlands. Good. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. I try my best. Okay, yeah. And he will give us the subject will be how to use the performance measure and to convince the public official that they are indeed useful. As we know, the performance measure will be so important topic for governance, especially as we know the result of the performance measurement will related to the restore of the public trust between the agency and the people. So I think actually I just come from another very important conference focused on this performance measurement from the mainland China. That's 3 days the conference and also focused on the performance management. So it's maybe we can say it's a nationwide, it's a worldwide subject topic for the current governance. So now we like to we now like to give the time to the Michiel, and let's everyone to welcome the Michiel. Thank you.
Thank you, organizers of this conference. I'm very proud to be here. I'm very proud to be seen as the keynote speech. I apologize first for my bad English. You know, I'm a Dutchman and we speak Dinglish. That's Dutch English, which is something else than UK English or American English. So, and the second thing is, I don't know if you're glad with what I'm going to say. That I always make it controversial. I like discussions, really. And if you don't agree, it's the better, you know? So that's my way. I try to make a debate. And the use of performance measurement in the public sector is such a controversial issue, you know? Performance measurement is about achieving goals, measuring the extent to which these goals actually have been achieved. And while the use of performance management in the private sector has increased, and there are staunch advocates for its use based on identified benefits of encouraging individuals to achieve preset goals, there is still some doubt, to say it politely, still some doubt as to whether the measures are valid, an accurate reflection of the contents of the work. In other words, do they measure what they intend to measure? Are they valid? And scholars have argued that the complexity of the public administration with its various stakeholders prevents the use of simple performance measures, since they would not reflect the nature of public services. Some suggested using different parameters in conjunction with the performance measures. Based on healthcare research, some go even further and conclude that performance measurement gets in the way of achieving the goals, of delivering good care, because it risks diverting attention from other more important but unmeasured aspects of care, and no priority for following guidelines likely to yield a large clinical benefit compared with guidelines likely to yield at best a small clinical benefit. And it may crowd out quality. Using performance management can crowd out the quality. at the level of the patient. That's equally important, but is not easily measured. In other words, there's an ancient saying, what is relevant is hardly to be measured, can hardly be measured, and what is measured is hardly relevant. That's one of the big problems of performance measurement. One of the other problems of performance measurement is that you set a goal. You should answer all letters by citizens within a month. And then it doesn't work out. You only answer 90%. And then they say, well, you've not done your job. And of course the public administrator said, yes, I didn't do my job, but then you should not have given me that other task. And there's the context, and there's the problems outside, and all the problems. It's not my fault that the performance as preset is not achieved.